All right. Welcome in, everybody, to the Friday edition of Daily Bread, coming at you live right at 12:35 on the East Coast. The perfect time to be locking in and securing that extra weekend bankroll so you can enjoy yourself a little bit. As usual, the show was powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be hopping into their DMs for the weekend package or the early bird special. We appreciate everybody who's tuning and tapping in with us on Twitter. Hit us up with a like and retweet there. We'll try to shout out your comments. YouTube's the number one spot to be. It's in the link of the tweet if you want to hop over there with Sam and Sean and the rest of the fellas and ladies, chopping it up, dropping the best bets, letting us know where we're right or wrong. But once again, another good episode yesterday. We just continue to keep stacking them. So let's hope today is nothing different. Sosa, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, man. Another good night in the books. Just continuously trying to win. Just ready for the weekend. Obviously, we got some preseason football. Another day closer. We're about a week out from college football, so I know that is I know you're extremely excited about that.
Hawaii versus Vandy, 10:30 next Saturday night. It's good to be back, and it is on the island. They didn't make it a 12:30 start. They told him he had to start at 10:30, but next Saturday night, when after a few, that's what everyone's going to be watching.
Yes, sir. Just weathering the baseball season, the long season that it is, and just continuously staying consistent. So. No real takeaways from last night. Just another day in baseball.
The Yankees still can't pick up a dub was the biggest thing I got out of it. The O's finally came back to earth. And I guess I'm just going to keep it ALE centric. The fucking Red Sox, man. Absolutely nothing on a Brubacher start. I think I just have to completely stop betting that team or any games involved with it at this point because they are the image of inconsistency.
Absolutely. They're fucking terrible. Like I said, there's nothing really else to say. The Dodgers didn't win. They were too busy, ready to go back to the West Coast so that they can see the Marlins. So I don't blame them.
Brubacher looked like Roger Clemens.
He really did, man. The Dodgers owe us both all some bread, but again, if you've been rocking with them all year, you're going to continue to do the same thing. Regression to the mean, to the positive, however you want to say it. They still hit the ball pretty well. It's just the other teams, like the Brewers were able to split a series, a 4-game set. Respect to them, and they're a pretty good team too. Just saying.
Were they 3 or 2 back in the Central? They can be a good wild card team. They just can't take the NL Central.
But we got a chance. But I don't think I think St. Louis will figure it out as well. I'm on the same boat as you.
We got a full slate for us, running back some matchups that just happened last week. But it is what it is with the MLB slate. So Sosa, let's just get right into it. Where are we starting off the day? We have 1-day game, so let's go there. The Brewers versus the Cubs. We got Cornwall rocking the over 9.5. You like anything in the early game? I'm staying off it.
I stay off. We usually stay off the Friday first, the Friday games at Wrigley. I don't think anything changes today. Milwaukee obviously, want to take that positive momentum from beating the Dodgers into this series. They also are in a division race. Chicago getting hot at a weird time, which that's baseball though, right? A bad team can, have a good week and a half, good 2 weeks. I'm staying away. There's nothing of any value that I really see in this Cubs Brewers matchup for me personally.
Yeah, the only thing I can potentially make a case for here is Keegan Thompson really likes pitching at Wrigley. Does not like pitching anywhere else. If you look at his last 3 starts and numbers overall in his 8 starts at home, 3.07 ERA, squad's 5-3 overall in that. And if you look at the last 3, he got beat up by Cincinnati. Didn't even make it into the third inning. Gave up 4 runs. So let's see if he can have a nice bounce back spot here on Friday afternoon. But where's your lead play coming from today?
My lead play is coming from the Orioles-Red Sox game. I think that both pitchers can be had tonight. I like the Orioles to score over 4.5, but we're going to go with the full game over 8.5, minus 120. Love the price. Love the pitching matchup. Let me just get the spreadsheet out.
Sosa.
Lyles obviously has been he's been better for the Orioles. Obviously, like you just said, you can't really trust anything with the Red Sox. I do think that just like Baltimore is a team that's up and coming, they're going to run into these stretches where they don't look particularly great, where they lose 2 out of 4, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. That's expected, for a young team. I still do believe that the Orioles have one more push left in them, but my only play in this one is the over 8.5 tonight. That's my favorite look for this particular matchup.
Yep, the comment that JP put up there looks to be pretty spot on. Let's see if they can weather this storm, because the biggest thing what they have to do right now is not fall too far back out of the wild card and be sitting where the Red Sox are, where you're basically in no man's land, where you're not in competition and you ain't at the bottom of the pile in the AL.
Yes, sir.
I know play number 2's coming in the Reds at the Pirates today with Ashcraft and Wilson. I know that's the one that you're highlighting for the Nerfy of the day, right?
Absolutely not.
Where's number 2 coming at? I got nothing in that one. We just needed to talk about it so we didn't get fined.
I'm going with another over today, even though it is a travel day for Atlanta. I know people Atlanta wasn't home, but it's a travel day for Houston. I like the over 8 in this one. I think the Braves can score some runs. McCullers hasn't pitched since his first start of the year. He's just coming back from injury. I could see him possibly being on a pitch count, some level of a leash where he's not 100% right still, because you have to build him up to get back to being a starter at the major league level. So I like Atlanta to score runs. I like Houston to score runs as well. Give me the over 8 at minus 115. It's my second play of the day. The pitching match
definitely your game of the night to be tuning into as well. Potential World Series matchup, some would say. I just had to say that so we can get that. I know Roddy's not here because he'd be going nuts if he heard that in the airwaves. But let's see how Atlanta battles the news with Ozuna from last night. I doubt it has any impact on the club, but you never know what happens in the club.
I hate to see stuff like that. Don't really want to comment on it because I didn't really read too much behind it. But
no, just that type of stuff around the squad. The Astros came in after scoring 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Tough situation. It's a tough situation. Hope the kid gets right. I don't wish anything bad on anyone. Obviously, there's a lot of people who have opinions on things he's done in the past. But I don't really want to get into it. I think that the Braves team is good enough to get by without him, even if he's obviously it looks like he'll probably miss some extended time. But I think Atlanta, they understand that their starting pitching is not elite, that their bullpen can get banged around at times as well, and that offensively is where they make their money. If these guys continuously get into games where they have to just outscore the other team, I like them from that standpoint. But it's very difficult for me to look at them to have any outlook for them as far as the postseason goes, just because I don't trust their starting pitching. When you have teams like the Mets and the Dodgers, what they can throw at you, it's Atlanta personally for me. Just they do not match up well. They don't have the arms. They can score, but they don't have the arms for me. So no.
So next spot in my lead play, I got coming at you here. I'm not drinking the juice and playing the Guardians first 5 team total over 1.5 at minus 147. So if you can get a better price on that, that's where I wanted to go. We're going to take the first 5 over 4 at plus 103. Yes, we have Stick on the mound. I'm not thinking the White Sox probably don't get a run across him. If they do, that's just plus money here. But it's a fate of Lance Lynn and he's been very simple. At home, you can back him. On the road, you cannot. 7.46 road ERA in his 5 starts. He's 0-3 overall. The club's 2-3 in those spots. He always puts up crooked numbers in the first 5. I think we get 5+ in the first here. White Sox looking from a bounce back of just getting completely embarrassed. I think the bats come alive because in this series here, it's all chips in to make up some ground. So I like the over in the first 5-4 at plus 103.
I love it.
I wanted to go first 5 run line for the Guardians as well because you're getting them at a minus 127 price. But I don't know, you didn't seem too encouraged by our man on the mound today. So that's
I
where
mean,
I'll
everything you said is 100% correct. Obviously, we lean towards Stick. He's been better. I wouldn't say he's been great, but he's been better. He has had a couple times where he's got knocked around a little bit, didn't particularly perform great, and apparently, untimely hits, little things that we don't look at throughout the duration of a full game. But I do like the first 5 look. Lance Lynn, like you said, on the road, just a completely different pitcher. This White Sox team has been decimated by injuries the last 2 years. They have players going in and out of the lineup at the worst times you could possibly ask. So yeah, actually, I like the run line, and I like the first 5 for sure. With Stick on the mound, I like him to get 5 innings, and I do like the Guardians lineup to at least get 2 or 3 across against Lance Lynn, maybe more.
Yes, sir. So that's where if your book allows for a flat 2 on the first 5, you can target that way as well.
Yes, sir.
Weird spot today. You get the Angels. Favorites on the road. Sandoval start. When they're playing on the day off, they're 3-12 overall, but as road favorites greater than minus 125, they're 9-4 on the season. But they're currently on a 3-game plus losing streak, 6-17 when they've been skidding. They had that terrible one, which makes up for most of that trend there. He also got Detroit, who's 4-13 in August. Another great game that everyone's going to be watching tonight.
Both teams suck. You're not getting any of my money. Either team, they both stink. Nope. Sorry.
Not Manning? Didn't we like Manning last year? What else you got for us today?
No, sir. I'm good. We're
obviously betting in the room. You're not
obviously betting the Dodgers run line. It's an everyday play. I don't give a fuck if it didn't hit 2 days in a row. If you're not on board, then you've been missing something the whole year because they've been making us money all season. We're not going to stop doing it. Minus 126, bitter juice. I'm betting it regardless. So I'm not even gonna I shouldn't even have to mention that. My next favorite play is in the Oakland Athletics Seattle Mariners game. I like the Seattle Mariners first 5 run line at plus money. We know Oakland stinks. Give me Seattle, a team that they've played consistent baseball for the last 3 months of the season, going up against an Oakland team that is obviously garbage. Give me Seattle first 5 run line plus 108, and obviously the Dodgers run line at minus 126 is the number right now. Probably may play at an alternate run line for the first 5. I just think that we know what we're going to get from the Marlins as far as offensively. I mean,
Mariners.
So no, I mean from the Marlins.
You're bouncing between Marlins and Mariners.
Oh yeah, I'm talking now. I'll switch back to the Dodger game. I mean, I expect like the Marlins. They're the worst offensive team in the NL. So Anderson's been solid all year. I know a lot of people think that's because we score a lot of runs for him, which we do. But he has a sub-3 ERA and has been very, very good all year. So I think he's like 12-1 or 13-1. Something.
Yeah, Luzardo has just been. I think this is his 4th start back from injury to start the season, and he's just been hit or miss. He's been lights out, or he's been getting shelled a little bit. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Jer's saying the Mets on the money line is his play of the day. You have them as dogs after, I don't know, not much you have to say about the Mets did in Atlanta, but Sosa, you got any feels in this one with the Nola start, who's been cooking as of late over his past.
Yeah, I like the Phillies. Mets travel. And teams know that if it ain't DeGrom and it ain't Scherzer, you better bring your best because those other guys you might have to beat up on because they're getting a quality start from both of those guys, and you might have to win it late like we did. Like I did fade DeGrom yesterday. I knew that was going to happen, but
I didn't have the cojones. I picked it a day early because I went against Mad Max.
So with when teams see other guys on the mound, they're going to bring their best. I like the Phillies personally. You take them on the money line, take their team total. I think this 7's a mirage. I think both teams could possibly get runs. Obviously, Nola's been really, really good as of recently, but
this is what you call it, the recency start, because each of these pitchers' last start came against them. Nola went for 8, gave up 1 run against a good game against DeGrom that they ended up losing, and then Basso went 5 and then give up a run in his last start against the Phillies on the 14th. Basso hasn't given up a run in his past 3. That's why you got such a low number. Nola at the 1.35 over his last 3. They're expecting a playback of what happened last weekend. I think there was like 11 total runs scored in the 3 games.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun to watch. Mets versus Astros today. I mean, I see what Steven says. Like, I mean, how can you bet against a team that put up 3 TDs yesterday? Like, yeah, I like them.
Went for 2. That's what kept the Astros back. If they went for 2 yesterday, maybe I could have backed them.
And what did we say about the Padres 350 money line?
We can do it again today.
When these teams are favored like that, just fucking fade them. Like Vegas is telling you, take the other team.
Jeez. I think it's 5 and 4 overall when a team has a minus 300.
And they'll win by like 1 run if they do win. They won't cover the run line. But I listen. I'm not gonna tell anybody to fade the Padres today with Espino on the mound. But at a minus 360 price, I mean, I think they can get to Espino and put up some runs. I think you're gonna get a 5.5, or you get a flat 5. I mean, they couldn't score a run. They scored 1 run last night. Yeah, I don't understand.
On an Anibal day.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I haven't. Have you seen a lineup this talented be this bad?
Yeah, the Yankees.
No, you see the guys for San Diego. The guys for San Diego aren't supposed to strike out as much. Like
sure, I have the Pirates version of the same exact shirt. Not even gonna lie, I was there last summer and got it when I went to the game. It was a giveaway. If you go all the way back in the footage, I wore it on the episode. Maybe I'll wear it again. Yes, he did.
Yes, we are definitely on the Dodgers, of course.
Yankees bounce back today?
Hey, man.
Or will they ever just bounce again?
I'm out of donation season. Like, no, I'm good. The Yankees show me something. God damn, this is bad.
Fire on the road so far this season. Does not like pitching in Toronto. So that's kind of where I probably would have been on the Yankees in this spot if it was any other guy in the Toronto rotation. Manoah, not too scared to go against, but we've seen Gausman on the road so far this season. 1.83 ERA.
The Yankees stink, dog. I can come out and say that now. I'm saying, like, at first, like, when they were really hot and I was telling people that they're not that good. Now, it doesn't even feel good to be right. I'll be honest with you. Like, I didn't think they would suck this bad, right? They are good, but Jesus Christ. Delano said Cubs money line, not touching the day game at Wrigley. Also, for anybody that's watching on Twitter, look at the YouTube link to the show is on the tweet. So if you want your comments featured on the show, click the YouTube link and just drop your comments in there. They don't allow us to share the comments from Twitter. So there are episodes where me and Rex may not actually be watching it on the Twitter video. So if you want your comments featured, you want your best bets, you like something, click the YouTube link and come on over.
Do you know what bet is definitely going over today, but I don't have but I'm not backing it, is the Rangers are definitely going over their first 5 team total because it's a Bundy start. He's been clean over the last 2. It's just at this point of the season, 1, you'd have to pay a minus 141 at 1.5, which I ain't doing on this show. And 2, I just think you have to stop betting on the bad teams at this point unless you get a huge plus money price.
Now you want to do that.
That's fun betting on the bad squads.
Is it? Imagine sweating out a Rockies Diamondbacks game in September. Like,
oh, I'll be there. Don't you worry.
Who the fuck wants to do that? Like, come do some videos. We'll give you a budget and everything. Come fuck with us over here at Daily Bread Media. We got you.
What else you want to talk about before we get into the weekend? Because I don't think there's many other MLB games to touch on. We got through all of them.
I'm trying to think about like that preseason football game last night. My God, what a monstrosity!
Of it. We don't bet preseason football,
right?
We don't get summer league. We don't.
They just need to cancel that shit. Like, I'm so serious. Like, I don't even want to watch that shit. Like, because all you're doing is you're just praying nobody gets fucked up. Like, because it's like, damn, like half these dudes aren't even going to make the team. They're just trying to fuck each other up. And that's the thing too. Like, that's the one thing I've noticed with these preseason games. It's a lot of like late dirty hits and fucked up plays where players are just trying to fuck each other up. That's the one thing that I've noticed more than anything. Late in the games, the dudes that aren't going to make the team are fucking each other up. They're out there trying to make a play, to get on camera, and I'm telling you, bro, like that's the one thing that I dislike the most about the preseason for football. Is those guys in the third and the fourth quarter, they really be trying to kill each other. It's crazy. And none of them are going to make the fucking team. That shit's crazy to me. I'm sorry. Like, one thing that, like, I mean.
It's all good. I binged Curb Your Enthusiasm last night. Yeah. That's how I spent my time.
Oh, well.
I'm glad a good old relaxing evening. No Phil's on. One bet was a no sweat. The other bet was a no sweat win. One was a no sweat L after getting the Astros through. It was just one of those days to kick back before next weekend. Well, it's the last weekend without football.
Oh, also this right here, I'm not on with that. I think that they're going to be a backdoor cover monster.
Well, I was about to say, it depends what number that you get them at.
I'm going to tell you right now, first game against Green Bay is going to be 10, 9.5. No question. It's a touchdown plus, no question. And they'll cover. I'm telling you, it'll be a touchdown plus.
I'm writing this down, 8-19. So come September on the first weekend, we'll run it back when they lose by 24.
Nope, not going to happen. That's not how it goes, bro. Nope.
Well, I guess it depends. If you're fading them, I mean, are you taking the other team's minus 300 money line, or are you laying the points? That's what it means. That's where we have to say, for fading them, which way are you fading?
Oh, I'm taking the points. I'm not.
No, not you. These 50 ball and jurors saying they're fading them all season. That's where, are you going ATS fade or are you going money line fade?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. I'm very, very, very much more on the taking the dog with the points. I take the points a lot. Like, I've already locked in a couple bets for dogs for week one. I've already taken the Steelers plus 6.5. That's absolutely disrespectful. And I took the Las Vegas Raiders plus 4. I've already bet those two. I've bet the plus 6.5 for Pittsburgh. There's no way you're gonna make Mike Tomlin a touchdown underdog in a division game. Like, in what fucking universe is that ever the case? And then Oakland with the 4. I mean, I think that might be I think that's a 1 point, very, very close game. I think that it's a divisional game too. So give me there's a couple others, but I haven't seen, like, the lines haven't been open. Like, you haven't seen there's no, like, team total lines and stuff. Obviously, we don't get that till like a week before, So, and then the Packers 2.5. Like, I like Minnesota in that one. It's early.
I'm hyped about the Raiders this year as well. High on them last year. Be interested how they use Adams. Thinking they're probably going to run him into the ground.
You know what? I don't think that's the case. I think that the effect that he'll have is he'll dictate where the coverage goes. All the coverage rolls to him, obviously, because he's the number one. And then guys like Renfro, Waller, they'll be able to get off. I think that's the biggest advantage, is that, like, obviously the guy that they wanted to take the top off last year got in trouble. He had a just bad, very, very unfortunate situation.
Don't want to talk about that situation.
So, but I'm saying it's like that. So for me, what the Raiders did last year was even more impressive. You know what I mean? Now they actually have that number one guy to go with the other ancillary parts that are good other pieces. They're just not good number one options. Like Renfro's not a number one, and Waller's a tight end. Even though Waller's really good. So, but again, like first week +4 against a divisional opponent, I have to take it. Because I think by game time, that'll be like a 2.5 point line. That one's going to be like 2.5. And then as soon as Pittsburgh announces their starting quarterback, that 6.5 is going to drop. That's why it's 6.5 right now, because no one knows who's starting at quarterback for Pittsburgh. So if you take the 6.5 now, when they do announce it, the number's 100% going to drop. So that's why I'm
loving all this Raiders love and talk.
Bro, like what they did last year was extremely impressive. The defense wasn't great. They didn't have a shit ton of playmakers. They still won 10 games, made the playoffs. They upgraded. They got the best playmaker that was available outside of Tyreek, obviously, because no one even knew that Tyreek would be available. So yeah, I can't really.
The Pittsburgh Insider says it's going to be Mitch.
If it's once they announce it, the number will change. It's the same thing. That's why you weren't getting any odds on the Browns, because they didn't know anything in regards to quarterback situation. Yesterday, if you see the odds, everything's like Vegas has basically removed Cleveland from even being any level of contender. Like Vegas now thinks they'll be a top 10 picking team. That's not us. That's Vegas. So.
Other than that, we came at you live. Tomorrow, we got to figure out what we're going to do. Definitely a show on Sunday. Don't you worry about that. Tomorrow's time. Be look out on the timeline for a tweet for when we figure out we're going to do it. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow and today and this weekend, wherever you are. So get outside, enjoy it. We appreciate everyone tapped in. Like, retweet, sub, follow, all that good shit.
Appreciate you all. Peace.
New York Liberty +9 from Cornwall. Get in his ads if it doesn't come.
Son about to beat their ass silly. Stop playing with me.
We out.